What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Paul and Morgan Show. Morgan, are you ready to tackle this controversial topic? I think it's controversial.
It's definitely controversial.
I mean, because what are we titling this? Did Gina Carano deserve to get fired from The Mandalorian? But not only are we talking about did she deserve it, and we're going to, bring up some of the stuff, the posts that she made that got her canceled by Disney, by the left, by Lucasfilm Studio, Mandalorian, all that stuff. But we're also going to bring up a few other things along with that. And there's been some actual progress that's been made since she got canceled on Wednesday that is kind of cool.
Squishy will not stop licking my fingers, and I don't understand why, because I just got out of the shower. Like, I don't have anything yummy on my hands.
Have you been plucking chickens?
No.
So, Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
Morgan, I watched The Mandalorian Season 1 and part of the way through Season 2.
I watched one episode of it
and
was like, what the crap? Why is this a thing?
Okay, that is very mean.
It didn't seem like it was coming from Disney, like high quality, amazing production. It seemed like it was made literally in the 70s, and I was like, what is wrong with this show?
That's good, though. That's a good thing. That's what they wanted. They wanted a feel of it being kind of a continuation of the older Star Wars.
Well, if that's what they wanted, then they succeeded, but I don't like it.
All right, Gina, if you're watching this, we are so for you, and I apologize for my wife. I apologize for my wife. She's just never been a big Star Wars fan.
It's true. It's really not your fault, Gina.
Yes.
It's all on me.
Anyway, I'm familiar with your work, Gina, from The Mandalorian. Season 1, I think I've seen you in Season 2, even though I'm not finished with the season yet. Okay, she was there.
That's the episode that I watched was in Season 2.
Okay, very good. I like you in the show. So, let's just...
I mean, the acting was... Well, actually, no, the acting wasn't great. Not on Gina's part, maybe a little. I don't know, honestly.
Okay, Morgan is just... Our goal is not to bash the show. Our goal is actually to lift up.
Right.
Okay. You guys probably are already getting a sense of where we're going to go with this. Like, did Gina deserve to get fired from The Mandalorian?
And cancel culture in general.
In general. Trending on Twitter. Fire Gina Carano. And all that stuff. All right. Morgan, are you ready?
I have to, be semi-jokey in this video because if I, think about it too much and, get too serious, I might lose it because I am not okay with cancel culture at all. I don't care who they are. Don't cancel them. That's stupid.
Okay.
And we can talk more about that, about just like the haters that we've had, the people who have made YouTube videos about us. I don't care. They can say what they want to say. I don't think that they should be canceled. Just we shouldn't be canceled.
Whether you're on the left or the right and you're sharing your beliefs, you don't think they should be canceled. The cancel culture, the woke cancel culture is losers.
I think people should be held accountable for what they say, but literally
this is not that.
Wiping them off of the earth. This
is not trying to create a better country. It's I do not agree with them. I think what they said was wrong. Twitter friends, let's cancel them and ruin their lives. And there's some good news at the end. All right, let's just move right into it though, because what she said, did it deserve to get backlash? Maybe not canceled, maybe not fired, but did it deserve some backlash? Did she go too far? Because I actually retweeted about this on my Twitter, and a girl pretty quick responded and said, "Oh, but didn't you see that she posted an anti-Semitic post? That's what got her.
What?
That's what got her fired." In a sense, unless I'm misinterpreting what the girl said, she kind of deserves some of this because of her anti-Semitism. So let's actually see if that's the case here.
It's not the case.
Let's see if it's the case.
Tell you that much.
Let's see if it's the case. Let's just start off with a mainstream news outlet from the lamestream media. I'm sorry, too early in the movie. AP News. AP News wrote many news organizations are covering this. Obviously, it's huge news. And by the way, everyone that's following along in the comment section, I'm really excited to get to your questions because I love having the involvement. So save those or comment them right now, and then we'll get to them again when we're done talking here. I have a decent amount, Morgan, of information to just like bring up. Are you ready? Because it's a decent amount.
Oh my goodness. How much?
Quite a few slides.
Oh boy, here we go.
There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack.
Okay, well, all right. Go ahead.
Let me start with the AP News article. This is a mainstream news outlet. Gina Carano fired from Mandalorian after social media posts. Lucasfilm says Gina Carano is no longer part of the Mandalorian cast. Social media posts that likened the Jews during the Holocaust to the U.S. political climate. And that they have no plans. A source close to a current employee, blah, blah, blah. No plans to hire her in the future. No plans to have her back in the future. They said her social media posts denigrated people based on their culture and religious identities. They're abhorrent and unacceptable, the statement read. Okay, so that's the. Let's just see. We're gonna get to this in a minute. Were her posts abhorrent, or did they not like them because, oh wow, she happens to be an outspoken conservative and she's a little sassy?
Yeah, and like here's the thing: I do not like it when people start trying to compare like what we're going through to the Holocaust. Like, be quiet. That's not. You have no idea. We have no idea what it's like. What the Holocaust survivors and people who lost their lives went through. So don't do that. That's not okay. I did like the way Ben Shapiro, maybe we could link the video after this or something in the description, but Ben Shapiro talked about it in his little clip of...
And Ben's a Jew.
A Jewish man who practices Judaism.
And so if he's not offended by her tweets,
right.
But we'll get to that.
And he also just shared, like, I'm not okay with people comparing things to the Holocaust. Don't do that. But that's not what this was at all, is what he said. And so I'm just kind of like, that's where I stand.
It was comparing, but it was not in an anti-Semitic way.
Yes, and it wasn't saying the people on the right who are being canceled are like the people who are... the Jewish people who are being taken into the concentration camps.
And we'll get to it here in just a minute, and then you guys can decide for yourself.
Yeah.
But was it anti-Semitic? No. Was it perhaps did she go too far? Did she maybe draw a comparison that is like, okay, that's a little extreme? Sure.
All right, what was the tweet?
Can I just read a little more here, or are you ready to go right into that? Okay.
The tweet.
Okay, well... Here was her actual tweet, since you guys seem to be, we're going to chomping at the bit.
Someone said, she literally said that conservatives are treated like Jewish people in the Holocaust. No, she didn't.
Here's what it is.
Here's what she said.
She posted a picture of a woman running from, it looks like, people out to get her, police officers, and said, Jews were beaten, I think that this was on her Instagram. She said, Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. And then in quotations, because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views?
So I understand why people would say, one, she didn't really say a certain political party. She didn't say conservatives, we're being trained to hate conservatives. She's not specifically talking about that. And also, I think that, again, let's be careful with comparing our lives to the Holocaust people and their lives. But I don't think she was necessarily saying, we heard what she said. I think she was trying to make a point of, hey, look, our government and the media and our world that we're in right now is trying to train us to literally hate people and attack them and shame them,
make them
and ridicule them.
They are trying to demonize half of the country, which are conservatives.
And as far as we know, history tends to repeat itself. And so let's be careful.
She was bringing up a point. Did she go too far comparing it to Nazi Germany? Perhaps. Does that make her deserving of getting fired from The Mandalorian, fired from, Disney, who owns Lucasfilms? And that's, fair question. But if you guys are watching saying, yes, how dare she say that conservatives are treated like blah, 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 like Jews, or if you're somehow in my opinion, your weird mind thinking that was anti-Semitic, because I definitely don't. I don't see it.
It's just not. Yeah.
If you're feeling like, yes, they did the right thing, well, let's look at what some other people that are hired by Disney Plus, literally that are in The Mandalorian, have posted.
And still have their jobs.
Wait, why would they still have their jobs? Oh, because they're coming from the other side and they're Democrats and they're liberals. But they're still making comparisons, but they're coming from the other side. That's our opinion. Can I get back to the AP article real quick?
Sure.
Carano, and remember, this is coming from mainstream media when they say this, so we can kind of critique their words if they feel off base. Carano fell under heavy criticism after she posted that Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Okay, and then it continues to quote her stuff. Carano, blah, blah, blah. Carano, a former mixed martial artist, played the Dune character, had been criticized for social media posts that mocked mask wearing during the pandemic. And if you guys want to know specifically what that was, I saw the post. She posted a picture of a guy whose face literally was covered in masks. Humorous. And she made some type of remark about it. Okay. Is she not allowed to make fun of someone with 10 masks covering their face?
And, the left can make fun of someone who's not wearing a mask at all and mock them and ridicule them, and that's totally okay. But when someone dare post a meme of some person wearing 10 masks all over their face and laughs about it, nope, not okay.
And real quick, guys, I realized that I'm already sensing that Morgan and I's demeanor is pretty passionate. I do want to pull back real quick before we continue, because it's probably going to continue to get passionate. As passionate as we are, as we're sorting through this and thinking through what we're seeing in our country, please realize our thoughts and opinions are continuing to grow. We're continuing to learn more. A lot of these are our opinions, just as you're having your opinions, and you're going to have to figure out where you stand on this.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
So this article said she mocked mask wearing. She alleged voter fraud during the 2020 presidential election. Okay, she alleged voter fraud. Let's look at that post and see if she alleged voter fraud. She also mocked the use of gender pronouns, listing beep, bop, boop in her social media bio.
What in the world? Okay.
And here's an interesting thing about these things, and I do want us to look at her alleged voter fraud post or whatever. There's a post that says, let me see if I can find it real quick, that sources are saying, here it is, according to the Hollywood Reporter, they have been looking for a reason to fire her for 2 months, and today was the final straw, a source with knowledge of Lucasfilms told the Hollywood Reporter. This was just like, okay, now let's just take her all the way and ruin her career. They're using these things that I just mentioned, the beep, bop, boop, the
I'm sorry, that's
making a meme of a guy with masks all over his face, alleging voter fraud, which, again, I hope I can find that, because that's a stretch. The post they're claiming she alleged voter fraud was saying, guys, I want a fair...
Yeah, she said she wanted a fair
election that we can wake up the next day and feel confident in the election process. So they saw that she was not just a conservative, but she was an outspoken conservative. And as that thing I just read said, they were looking for an opportunity to get rid of her. And then they decided that Wednesday will be the day. That will be the final straw. That's a shame. So real quick, and again, you guys might be watching this.
Here's the thing. It's not just that she got fired from Disney. Her management company dropped her. She lost a contract to film a new show. She got kicked off of Mandalorian and will never work with Disney Plus or Disney again. Like, it's not just that, oh, hey, you know, we're a company, this is what we believe. You don't believe that. You go out and you, like, make our company look bad. We've got to let you go. No, it's, anyone that is connected with her better never talk to her or look at her again, never give her a dime again, throw her out to the wolves. Like, she does not deserve a life anymore.
And so, now, here we go. Those of you who are maybe watching, like, I was appalled, as the article said, that whatever the word they used, I was appalled that she would post making fun of masks and saying that our elections we need to make sure they're fair and honest, and that she's blah blah blah, made fun of the pronouns beep bop boop. I was appalled, and I am so glad they canceled her. Or I guess the main one. Let's actually focus. Let's actually focus on the main one.
He says beep bop boop so seriously.
It's hard to say that seriously, but I just did because I'm in the zone. Let's focus on the one that actually got her canceled, so to speak. That she would make a comparison between the U.S. political climate and Nazi Germany. How dare she? She deserves to get fired. If you're in that camp,
oh man,
here we go.
Pull it together, Morgan.
I saw several people tweet about this, but here's one by Ben Shapiro. Disney Plus must immediately fire any actor who has made an overwrought Holocaust comparison. And then wait a minute. Look no further than our very own Mando himself.
The Mandalorian.
Pedro Pascal, he/him. That's his name. So we kind of
his whole name.
We kind of see where he stands. That's his name on Instagram. Pedro Pascal, he/him. He tweeted in 2018 and said, actually I screenshotted a couple, we'll just do this one. He tweeted and said, #this is America, and it's a picture of Germany 1944 at the top with Jews behind barbed wire.
Yeah.
And then right below it, America in 2018, and it's kids in cages. So what did he do there? He compared America under President Trump putting kids in cages to
Germany, 1944, where, what do you know, children were being taken into gas chambers and murdered. That's not happening down in Mexico or on the border of Texas and Mexico.
So here's an interesting thing. Fine, if he wants to compare Nazi Germany to 2018 kids in cages, okay. Couple interesting things. One, the picture he used was actually from 2010. Come to find out. Two, it's a picture, I believe, from Palestine. So he's all over the place, but he's wanting to make his point that the kids in cages under President Trump, this is America.
But it literally wasn't even
right.
America.
But even if it was, even if he had gotten his meme right, Pedro, picture of Jews 1944, whatever it was, picture of Jews on the top, picture of kids in cages on the bottom. This is America. #this is America. There you go. He's made his comparison. Wait a minute. He's still on The Mandalorian? He didn't get fired from The Mandalorian and dropped by his agency and by Disney Plus?
No.
Why not? He made the comparison.
Because he's on the left and people love him.
Oh wait, he's got him in his bio name? So he's safe?
Yep.
So wait, we're not allowed to make comparisons to Nazi Germany. Hold on a minute, because you don't have to look too much further than Joe Biden in September 2020. The Democratic presidential nominee compared Donald Trump to a German Nazi propagandist. And you can read the quote. Actually, how do you pronounce that name? Because he was Goebbels. Joe Biden said, "Trump is sort of like Goebbels," Biden said, invoking the name of Joseph Goebbels, the mastermind of Nazi Germany's propaganda machine. You say the lie long enough, keep repeating it, it becomes common knowledge among voters. Quoted by Joe Biden.
It's like psychological, like reverse psychology with like Joe Biden and just like the left and like intense leftist people. Like they literally say exactly what they're doing, but say that like Trump and other people are doing it. It's like, this is literally what you're doing. In my opinion.
There you go. Thank you, babe. In her opinion. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the darling of the left, in June 2018, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez accused President Donald Trump's administration of running concentration camps in its detention of migrants at the southern border. Okay.
Listen, the places down on the border, like, yes, we've got some things that we need to figure out there.
It's a big issue. We don't need to get into all the ins and outs of that.
Yes. But is it concentration camps? Are these children down there being fed? Yes, they are. Unlike Germany in 1944. Are they being put to slave work? No, they're not. Unlike Germany in 1944. Are they being mass led to gas chambers to be murdered? No, they are not. So like to compare that and there be no consequence, yet she says some stuff trying to like wake people up and realize like, hey guys, history tends to repeat itself. Let's be careful here and not hate our neighbors and let our government tear us apart.
And my main point is the in-your-face hypocrisy from not just like the political left, not just Democrats, but the media, big tech. I mean, there's truly a monopoly, and fortunately there's a ray of hope, praise God, that we'll get to here in a minute, a ray of sunshine. But yeah, there's this monopoly, and they think that they can do whatever they want, and in a sense they're really trying by canceling voices and just the outright hypocrisy. Yeah. Let's see here.
Some of y'all's comments are nuts, though. I'm just gonna say it.
Looking to see. Matt Walsh said on Twitter, not only did Pedro Pascal, an actor on The Mandalorian, compare the United States and Nazi Germany, but he did so with a photo of America in 2018. It's actually not from 2018, and it's actually not from America, and he still has a job. Let's see. Got that. He also responded to her getting fired, Matt Walsh did, and said, give me a darn break. Actually said damned. There you go. Give me a damned break. I'm just going to say it. She compared our current political environment to Nazi Germany. Dumb comparison, fine. But anti-Semitic? How? The left has been making exactly this comparison for 4 straight years during the Donald Trump presidency. Completely ridiculous and indefensible mischaracterization. And then PragerU posted, Disney claims to support strong, free-thinking women until it actually employs a strong, free-thinking woman.
Yeah, that thinks for herself and doesn't say exactly what the bosses whisper into her mind and whatever. Like, ugh. And just, where are the feminists? Why aren't they standing up for her? Why aren't they fighting for her? She just lost a lead role in her own TV show.
She's ethnic.
Why aren't they fighting for her?
She's Italian.
Where are they? Where they at?
Italian woman in a kick-A role. That's what they all want, right?
Yep.
Where are they?
Yeah, so I'm just confused, like, why aren't the feminists going crazy over this and demanding that she get her lead show back?
Someone commented and said, "Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it." Gina's post was that people should respect each other and treat each other well despite any differences in political views. Ironic that she gets fired for this. Well said.
Yeah.
Woo! Man.
Yeah.
So, now our ray of hope, which I saw today. Morgan, do you have any other thoughts before we move? Did we cover it? I mean, that was a lot.
It's a lot, and I just hope that, like, people are using common sense to think about this stuff. Like, I just personally feel a little bit depleted over 2020 and 2021. Like, it just feels like no one is using common sense anymore at all. And I'm just like, what is happening? And my mom and I were talking about that on the drive home, and she was like, it's fear. It's being afraid. Like, you just, when you're afraid, common sense gets thrown out the window and you just listen to whoever has the strongest voice or seems to, like, be the sturdiest person, which I'm not sure why anyone would think Joe Biden is a sturdy person. He's old.
Okay, come on, get to your point.
But anywho, sorry. Yeah, I just think that it's stop being so afraid and think, like, with common sense. Truly, just start thinking with common sense. I don't know. I just feel like it's sad to see that so many people have just left common sense back in 2019 or something. I don't know. But I know that there are people out there who do still think with common sense,
So, good stuff, Morgan. Just real quick before we get to the ray of light, the ray of hope. Back to the AP article, it says that she alleged voter fraud during the 2020 presidential election. So you guys, here's the actual quote that she posted, that she made. You guys tell me if this is alleging voter fraud. Maybe you think it is, but I like what she said here. She said, "We need to clean up the election process so we are not left feeling the way we do today," Carano wrote. "Put laws in place that protect us against voter fraud, investigate every state, film the counting, flush out the fake votes, require ID, make voter fraud end in 2020, fix the system." All right, whether she was, you could definitely tell she felt like voter fraud was probably happening. So does she deserve to get fired for that? Did we not see anyone questioning the 2016 when Trump beat Hillary? Does everyone who questioned that and said that Russia was the reason and blah, 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 get fired for life from everything that they've done? Are we not allowed to question?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's because she's questioning.
Yeah.
From a conservative perspective, the conservative side. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. And I just want to talk a little bit about the difference between cancel culture and, let's say, us deciding to block someone who sends us a disgusting message, or someone who sends us a very hateful message, although they're trying to say, oh, we're just trying to have a conversation. No, you're not. You're being gross and you're being hateful. Like, there's a difference between me personally deciding, block, I'm not going to mess with that person anymore, rather than me posting this person and telling everyone on my social media, everyone, go send them a message and tell them how horrible they are. Or everyone, go block this person and never talk to them again. And they should lose their job. You know what? I'm going to find out where they work, and I'm going to call them and demand that they be fired.
And reach out to brands that have worked with them, and so that they never get another brand deal.
Right.
And along that...
We've had that happen many times.
And along that note, I actually commented on a video Ben Shapiro posted, and my comment moved up to the top. It's pretty cool. But I said, I look back at some of her other posts that started her on the road to cancellation and thought they were pretty well said. I hope Disney Plus gets a lot of pushback for this, not because I want them canceled, but because I want a better, fairer service. We're allowed to decide where we want our money to go. That's the way of capitalism. I'm not trying to get Disney Plus ruined.
Right.
I would like to see a more fair product that represents differing voices.
Yeah.
Besides just the one leftist narrative.
Yeah, so, like, I am not going to watch Disney Plus, but I'm not going to tell everyone in the world, don't you dare, don't watch it, Disney Plus, cancel them, never look at their show again, cancel your membership, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm not going to do that, but I personally will choose to not watch stuff on Disney Plus.
Unless, I mean, you'd like to see, unless
right, yes.
you were to see.
I'm not saying, we don't even have Disney Plus, so.
So, our ray of light, our ray of sunshine. Today I saw the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, post saying that he had a phone call with Gina Carano yesterday, and ultimately she's going to be coming on board and directing and starring in a new film. For those of you who aren't really familiar, Daily Wire has been, like, they've seen cancel culture. Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens is about to jump on board, Matt Walsh. They have been just outspoken conservative voices, and they've been getting more into the pop culture aspect because they feel like there needs to be a place where conservative voices, just all voices, are welcome. So they made a movie and dropped it pretty recently called Run, Hide, Fight. And so they're moving more into this field, into this genre. And they had a conversation, and she is uncanceled. And now the hashtag uncancel Gina Carano is trending on Twitter. So good job, Ben and Daily Wire. And I love this because for people like her, people like us, just on a smaller scale, like, we're feeling the weight of cancel culture. We felt it, you guys, and you've probably heard us talk a little about it, but probably haven't heard us to the actual extent that it's happened. We felt it. We felt our conservative viewpoints and voices get smothered. So to see, wow, could the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro, it's going to make me cry. To see them opening up another path for conservative voices to be able to continue to just...
And not be afraid that they're going to lose their job if they post a tweet about something.
Yes. I'm looking at this and I'm like, praise God. I hope that so many people get behind this and that eventually we might have a totally new streaming service, not just only conservative voices on there, but where other viewpoints are welcome, where a Gina Carano could post what she believes politically and not be fired and canceled. So I'm pumped for that. And whatever movie they're doing, assuming it's not going to be rated R and have sexual content, I'm pumped to get behind it. And it just, it brings me a lot of hope for us moving forward and other conservative creators. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the country that wants to get behind them and support them.
Well,